Very good morning to all of you friends. This is Debjani Bishwas and we are going to study about biology in class 11. Okay. Now in our first chapter, that is the living world, we are going to study about the different types of characteristic features that living organisms have and a little bit of taxonomy. Okay, but because you have taken up biology in class 11, so you are supposed or expected to have little bit of previous knowledge about classification, about taxonomy, about phylogenetic relationship, about the different types of characteristics between or similarities or difference between the different phylum that you have read in class 9. Okay, if you remember, in class 9 you have read about the five kingdoms, isn't it? The Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So you should go through that particular chapter in class 9 also and find out the introduction to this chapter, that is the living world. Okay, now in this chapter we are not going to directly start this chapter, but we are going to have some previous knowledge. We are going to give some stress on previous knowledge, like what is diversity. Like when we are talking about classification, classification means how we categorize, isn't it? Or categorize different types of organisms, either plants, animals or microorganisms, based on their similarities or based on their differences. Like plants and animals, they are all different. You can say, like, one can move, one cannot move, one have blood, one do not have blood. So in this way we define or we categorize certain organisms. Okay, now if you go to history, we will see that Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, who is also known as the father of biology, the father of zoology, okay, the father of, you can say, just practical taxonomy. That means he divided organisms into plants and animals only, organisms which had four legs, organisms which do not have four legs. Okay, in this way. So one group has, one group does not have. Some organisms which have blood, some organisms which do not have blood. For example, invertebrates, okay, they don't have blood, but vertebrates have blood. So in this way he simply classified groups of organisms, but he did extensive studies on almost every branch of you can say biology. So he is called the father of biology. But actually the father of taxonomy is Carolus Linnaeus. If you have read before also in class 9, Carolus Linnaeus is called father of taxonomy. Okay, because he studied different types of organisms and he wrote a few books on taxonomy, and also he proposed the binomial nomenclature, that means naming of organisms. Okay, so I have prepared a summary. You will go through this summary, you will write this in your class of copies. Okay, and try to learn about certain things about taxonomy, about systematics, about classification, about phylogenetic relationships between organisms, cladistic, etc. Now, so the first word that comes to our mind is diversity. Okay, what is diversity? Diversity means the variety of organisms. Got it? The different types of organisms which are present on our earth. Now there is another term that is called biodiversity. Biodiversity means the number of organisms, the variety and variability of organisms, plants, animals, as well as microorganisms, which are present in a particular geographical area. Okay, for example, like this is Jharkhand, or you can say plateau region, or when you go to eastern foothills of Himalaya, or when you go to a desert or a mountain or a coastal region or even a mangrove forest. Okay, so you will see that different types of organisms are present which are endemic, that means local to that area. They are not found anywhere else, like animals which are found in Australia, kangaroo or kiwi, etc. They are not present anywhere in this world, so they are endemic to that particular geographical area. Okay, that is called biodiversity. How rich an area is in terms of variety and variability of organisms, that is called biodiversity. Okay, now this biodiversity is very important for us, because by the help of biodiversity we are capable of identifying different types of organisms. We classify them, and there should be accurate identification and classification of organisms. Only then, by the help of its identification, we can find out what its role is in nature, isn't it? So it helps us to identify, to classify, to name, to identify the characteristics of those organisms. So this whole process is called taxonomy. So taxonomy is a branch of biology that deals with naming, identification, classification of organisms. okay, which are based on certain observable or common characteristics. That becomes classification. So we classify them or categorize them into separate taxa. Okay, taxa means each rank. For example, you have read like there is kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So these are, each one is called a taxa, that means level. Okay, like what is, like we are mammals, so our class, that class is a taxa. Mammalia is also a taxa. Okay, so similarly there are different, you can say, hierarchy of classification. And organisms, these different types of organisms which are discovered or which are identified, they are based according to those taxa, according to their characteristics, that means observable characteristics. For example, if you discover any organism, okay, however microscopic, however big, whether it falls under plants or animals, or does it falls under prokaryotic group like bacteria, or eukaryotic, any other group like protista or fungi. Okay, so in this way we can identify certain organisms, and it helps us to accurately find its place in the hierarchy of classification. So there lies its importance. So taxonomy is a very important branch of biology. Okay, now I was talking about Aristotle. So Aristotle, that means pre-Linnaean, that means before Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, so Aristotle is called the father of biology or zoology. After that, his student Theophrastus is known as father of botany, because he studied different characteristics of plants and these plants, different types of plants. Then came Whittaker. Okay, Whittaker, by the help of his 5 kingdom classification, that means Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. So by the help of his 5 kingdom classification, Robert Whittaker, he proposed his classification theories. Okay, so this 5 kingdom classification also we will study throughout the second and third chapters of our biology in class 11. Got it? Then you can talk about Carl Woese, who gave the 3 domains. Okay, what are the 3 domains? Domain is before kingdom. That means kingdom, just now I told you about 5 kingdom classification: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. This was given by Whittaker. Before this, you can say after this 5 kingdom classification, Carl Woese said that the first group, Monera, is divided into, you can say, archaebacteria and bacteria. Okay, Monera means prokaryotes. So he divided this particular first group into archaea and bacteria. So archaea and bacteria. So archaea is the first domain. He gave the 3 domain structure. So archaea is the first domain, bacteria is the second domain. Rest 4 he kept under eukaryotes. So eukarya. So he gave 3 domains. What are they? Archaea, bacteria and eukarya. Okay, 3 domains. Now domain comes before kingdom. So first is domain in the hierarchy of classification. First is domain, then kingdom. Okay, kingdom, then phylum, class, family, order, genus, species. Nowadays one more is there, that is called strain, like bacteria. After the species bacteria, there may be certain other strains of bacteria also. Okay, so this is called hierarchy of classification. Now a simple diagram, by the help of this simple diagram I want to show you where certain organisms they actually lie, whether plant or animal. Okay, now here you can see, for example, this is archaea. This is the first domain, so we can call this as the first domain. This is the second domain, and this rest forms the third domain, that is eukarya. Okay, so archaea, bacteria, eukarya. But according to Whittaker, 5 kingdom classification includes Monera. This whole group is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Okay, so please remember the 5 kingdom classification: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Now there is an interesting you can say study in between these domains. See, archaea means very old bacteria. Archaea means like halophils or methanophils. Okay, but bacteria means all those prokaryotic organisms which are heterotrophic in nature, or like cyanobacteria. So there is a difference between archaebacteria and bacteria. Now protista means, this protista, they are formed of different members of fungi, plantae and animalia. Fungi means slime molds. Okay, if you take slime molds, not sometimes in some books yeast is also there, but yeast actually comes under fungi because it is eukaryotic. So the slime molds, they are prokaryotic fungi. Okay, Chlamydomonas is a prokaryotic plantae and amoeba is animalia. Okay, so these are the differences. In our next classes also we will study about them in details, and this is the hierarchy of classification. Okay, also you should study about plant classification and animal classifications that you have already read in class 9. So I will upload this in this note, so please write them in your classroom copy, and later in our later videos we will discuss about the characteristics of these members, like plantae, kingdom plantae as a whole, kingdom animalia as a whole, all the phylums and all the divisions that you have read in plants and all the phylums that you have read in animals. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you so much.